good day to stay on. Now's your chance.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Jack Reeve, TalkNorwichCity here, back for my first review of the season where I'm talking about a league win. Yes, last night we beat Preston North End, Alex Neil's Preston North End 2-0. Yes, we left it late, and yes, for 80 minutes it was fairly turgid, but the all-important thing is we've got that first league win of the season. I feel from here onwards we can, look at things with a bit more clarity, because I think until you win that first game, and the longer that goes on, you lose sight of reality a little bit. Certainly, from my perspective, it was really tough starting to watch Norwich City because I couldn't see where the win was coming from. And last night, throughout that whole game, I never felt like we were going to lose. At points I thought, oh, this is going to be 0-0, isn't it? And when Preston hit the crossbar, I thought, oh God, we are going to lose this. But thankfully, we came through. And yes, the performance wasn't great. And the funny thing is, it was probably one of the worst performances of this season, yet it's our only league win. But I thought we dominated, we looked in control. I think the first half was pretty poor, although I felt like we were always building into the game. We kept possession nicely. I think the annoying thing from fans, and I wasn't at Carrow, I was at a pub in Angel. It was all organised by Capital Canaries, who'd done a great job, and we got to see the game from a pub, which was brilliant. But I wasn't at Carrow, so my opinion on that game might be slightly skewed to people who were there, but I always felt quite positive throughout that game. And I guess when you're surrounded by 26,000 people who all have differing opinions on what should be done and what players should play, you've got a lot processing in your mind. And I think people were getting slightly fidgety, and if you've gone 4 games without a win and you're still knocking it about with not much urgency, I get why people are frustrated by that. I kind of get why there were boos, and I always do question people who say it's wrong to boo or support your team in a certain way. You have to always cheer. You pay your money, you can do what you want as long as it's legal. I think you're fully entitled to say what you think about the football, because we all have differing opinions on it, and I think that's what makes the game so good. And as long as we're friendly to each other, I think if you want to boo, like, cool, do what you want. But let's talk about the game. It was attacking, wasn't it? It was certainly attacking. Marshall pushed forward, which I think was good. I don't think he had his best game, but I do prefer him higher up the pitch. Pinto came back in, who I was impressed with, actually. I thought he had a good game, and that dynamic down the right I liked. I thought Closer and Hanley had their best games. It's been interesting, hasn't it, with this link with Closer to Hanover. Will he leave? Personally, I think it would be an awful decision to sell him. I think he's one of our best defenders. If we sell him, we then have to then go and get another centre back. And I think after selling Maddison and Murphy in the summer, we need to be keeping hold of our better players. There isn't a problem with finances, and yes, you will make money if you sell Tim Close, and yes, you will get him off the wage books, and I know he's in his last year of his contract. But if we sell him, I think that's a real lack of intent if we do want to go and get the top 6 this season. Yes, we all know our financial situation, but I think we need to keep hold of our better players, because we're not in a financial crisis anymore. The long-term security of this football club has been saved thanks to them really big money sales in the summer. Note on Tim Krul, I thought he had an excellent game last night. I know I've criticised him in recent weeks, and I think rightly so. I think that was justified, but he looked a lot more settled last night, made a couple of really good saves, and commanded his area and communicated really nicely. I think I'm still dead impressed with that forward line though. Hernandez, every time he gets the ball, you feel like something's going to happen. Pookie, who got the opening goal, I've been so impressed with, and I think slowly but surely that's becoming one of Webber's finest signings. On a free transfer, he'll be on low wages, yet he's contributing so much to this football team. 3 goals in 3 games at Carrow Road. Just really nicely completes that forward 3. And I saw a great tweet from Ben Mouncer, who said, Timu Pukki is everything that Stephen Naismith could and should have been for Norwich City, and I completely agree. Really good on the ball, has got a composed finish and is paying dividends. Jordan Rhodes as well, I thought had another good game. Yes, he didn't score, but I didn't think Jordan Rhodes would be as good as holding the ball up and moving on and bringing other people into the game as good as he is. I thought he was just a finisher and not a very good one anymore. He's a good finisher, and he's looking really fit and healthy, so that's really good. Buendia looks exciting, doesn't he? Really exciting when he came on. I think he soon showed the fans why Stuart Webber rates him so highly, and Stuart Webber was surprised when we got him because he thought he was going on to bigger and better things. For me, the midfield still irks me a little bit, and the formation, yes, it was changed, and yes, I think that was the reason we went to win the game. So fair play for Daniel Farke. I think we should be starting with 3 at the back and 2 wing backs. I just think the way we are playing our football and our team is best suited to that. So hopefully that changes against Leeds. That's going to be a really stern challenge, and it'll be interesting to see how we face up against them. Jamal Lewis, shout out for him. I thought he was brilliant. He was brilliant at Sheffield United, considering he had his injury. He's still, what was he, 18, 19? I think he's a top player, top athlete. Really, really good stuff from him. The only situation I'm struggling to not quite get my head around at the moment is the midfield situation. Yes, Tete scored a lovely goal last night, and I'm so chuffed for him. I don't think he's got it anymore. I think the legs are gone. He does break play up nicely. I just think when you've got a Ben Godfrey and a Louis Thompson and a Kenny McLean, who I know is injured at the moment, I think all 3 of them are better midfielders than Alex Tete, and I think will help us drive the ball forward from midfield. I think when we get stuck in this slow cycle of play, it's often because our midfielders are getting the ball and not driving on forwards, and instead looking for that sideways pass. I think you bring a Kenny McLean in, you bring a Louis Thompson, you bring a Ben Godfrey in, they're more inclined to get forward. So yeah, on the whole though, I think let's put the performance aside. We got the win, which was huge. Last night was a big game against a tough Preston side, led by a manager who would have been really, really up for it. So I don't think you can criticise after last night. I think, look, the win is there, the first win is there, now we can progress onwards. Although it doesn't get easier, does it? It's Leeds at the weekend who have looked really good all season. Although I did watch them against Swansea, and defensively, they didn't look amazing. So we'll see. There might be opportunities to score goals against them, but we're going to have to certainly be very solid defensively if we want anything out of that game. Also, a massive thank you. I've talked about it in the last video, didn't I, about Credo and Community Sports Foundation and Talk Norwich City now linking up. For every 100 likes on all videos on this channel, I will be donating £2 to Community Sports Foundation. The preview video got, I think, over 300 likes, which is a record for a preview video. So thank you. The more times you like it, it's free, obviously, it doesn't cost you anything. The more money that will get donated to a great charity out of my pocket. And thanks to Credo for supporting it as well. So yes, all round, good stuff. I hope you're all well. Leeds preview coming out, I think, tomorrow. And then I'll be back at Carrow Road Saturday. So happy days. Thanks very much for watching. See you soon. Let me know your thoughts on last night's game down in the comment section below. Ciao.